Alright, well, before I start Meridian up, let's actually read about ships, remnant starships. Without the need for crew considerations, the Remnant are capable of fielding vessels with theoretically massive carrying capacity. Their function is likely tied to the Remnant role of planetary maintenance or terraforming. The general standby state of the vaults may explain why the larger examples of these starships are so rare. There was no purpose in maintaining them. The full capabilities of these vessels are unknown. The smaller have been observed to exceed Initiative Orchid starships in speed and flight performance, unburdened by a biological pilot's reflexes or the need to avoid maneuvers that could endanger a living crew. The larger are likely subject to the same operational limits as capital ships or arcs. They may have no crew to maintain, but they must accommodate their cargo. From observation, the Scourge is aggressively attached to Remnant and is particularly damaging to their vessels. While Arc Hyperion survived a direct impact and disengaged, most Remnant vessels have been found derelict with significant Scourge damage. Alright. Oh, and we have skills. How many? 2 points? Okay, that's not. That ain't nothing.
What do we got?
No idea. But that looks like a gravity well.
It is a gravity well. Saving Meridian. Okay, so we're just a little bit back. I believe we went up this thing last time. Yeah, I remember the container being here. I remember there being almost nothing in it. Alright, so we go up the gravity well, and this is where we ended the last episode. We went up here. Enter Meridian Central Command. An interface with the command hub. And we're learning their language. It's pretty good. Pretty important stuff. Right, we went up here. Oh, I never got this container last time. Some reconsidered components. Yay. Right, and this is where I was. Yeah, okay. The command hub.
This is it. The command hub.
Finally.
Finally. This is how I like to win. What? It's broken. That could have been so much data for me. Wow, these all... A lot of this stuff is non-functional. Come on, Remnant. Go maintain your damn... giant... command vessel. I guess the Scourge...
Is that some kind of communication tower? It's huge.
It is pretty big. And if there are more Remnant around, maybe we can be like, hey, it's a human. I know you're super advanced and we need your help or something. I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't call the other Remnant over here. What is it you want me to scan? Nobody knows. We're just gonna interface with this thing and see what happens. It's me. Okay, this is Meridian. That's the Scourge, probably.
Translating. Connection lost. Meridian engine not found.
Can we repair it?
Sam, is there damage here? Can we restore systems like we did before?
I'm sorry, Pathfinder. Systems are intact, but they are searching for a component that doesn't appear to exist.
What do you mean doesn't appear to exist?
One moment, Pathfinder. I have found something.
Okay.
Translating. Final administrator log. The opposition's weapon may cause widespread damage.
The Scourge.
All our weapons, our ships, will not be able to protect us. Protect my goal. We need to disengage Meridian from Command Core, which will remain here to draw fire. Meridian contains all the work of the Jardan. Nothing else matters.
Oh.
I will send it far. We can return one day. Continue the process of renewal.
They sent away the command core, and this was just a decoy. I see.
End of log.
Alright.
The Archon was wrong. This isn't Meridian. Meridian is gone.
So let's go find it.
Sure. Oh. Here come the cat.
Enemy incoming! Go!
We're getting out.
Get ready. We're getting out of here. Sam, find me another exit, away from the cat.
There is no other exit, Pathfinder. However, the Remnant City is not without defenses, and this is its central command.
Oh yeah, the
Remnant
ships.
defenses, of course. Use them against the cat.
Let's do it.
Sam, now!
The turrets are coming online. Oh, these are big ones too. Boom boom. It's not really doing much, huh? Oh, some of them are getting destroyed. Oh, the big one though. Oh, there it goes. Please keep shooting, Remnant. He looks happy. Oh,
The Archon wants that one. Destroy the rest.
hello, Archon Sword. Time for you to die.
Watch your backs, it's one of those that can cloak!
I can still smell that cat stench.
Alright, reload me. Yeah, let's get this anointed first. Oh, there's the Archon Sword. I mean, she doesn't look invincible at all. She looks incredibly killable. What do you mean G, G, G? What do you want me to G? Nothing here. It's already underneath me, but there's no way to get there reliably. Yeah, both of my teammates, get in there. The shields are down. Snapping her with electricity.
Visual on the leader!
Did she actually just run away?
I knew those cat were trouble the minute I saw them!
But we came here from Meridian.
If we all die, it won't matter.
Yeah, who put a grenade over here? How the hell did you get there?
Gotcha!
You start getting shot in the face.
Lost visual on the leader!
Alright, it's my last clip.
It's like the Archon sent all his goons after us! Could this get any worse?
So I guess the answer is yes.
Gotcha! And don't forget the rest of those cats!
Ammo, thank you. Can somebody kill this fiend for me? Get onto the turret over here. Distract the fiend a bit at least. Alright, fiend is down. Basher. Boom. There goes the sword.
Ground team, is everyone all right?
Yeah, we're good.
Everyone accounted for.
We saw everything from orbit. It was incredible. The entire city lit up. The scans went wild.
And Ryder, the Ket are retreating. Whatever you did, it worked.
Alright, good to hear.
A full retreat? That's a relief to hear.
Any progress on Meridian? Have you got it working yet?
No.
This isn't Meridian. Or at least not all of it. Hard to explain. We'll brief you later.
Alright, let's get out of here. The Archon's sword is dead.
So Meridian's gone. But shouldn't this thing know the nav point of where it went?
Contact with the Scourge will have altered Meridian's original path. It would take countless years to determine its current location.
Oh, there must be something in here, yeah.
All this remnant tech around us. The Jardin had to have a plan.
I don't think they had much time for a plan.
Well, if the Scourge is messing things up, maybe that's where we should look.
What are you thinking, kid?
Think about it, yeah.
I don't know yet. We'll have to think about it.
You heard Callow. The Ket are running from us.
That just means we need to push forward before they can recover. We have to find Meridian. The real one. Sam, collect all the data you can. Radio the Tempest for extraction.
Alright.
This is going to take work. And it's going to take all of us.
Yep. But, I mean, we've got a lot of outposts, we've got a lot of stuff, you know? You know, to keep waking up the military people, sure, but, you know, we'll do that. The Ket have taken a massive blow, so that's gotta be good.
Pathfinder, you seem well.
I am, thank you.
We're all doing quite well here. Thank you.
That is good to hear. This journey can't have been easy. Speaking of which,
Yes,
we
10.
know you defied us. You went for Meridian in direct violation of initiative orders.
I did.
Even though our reasons were quite clear. Yet, you were correct, Ryder. We should have trusted your instincts. You
There you
have
go.
proven time and again that you deserve the title of Pathfinder. I have never been so glad to be wrong.
Oh, thank you.
I appreciate your encouragement. And your candor.
I am told there are still obstacles to reaching Meridian. The initiative stands ready to provide whatever support you need.
Nice.
Pathfinder,
1000 Andromeda
if you're
ability
done with
points.
your call to the Nexus, I'd like to talk to you. I think
Alright.
I've found a way for us to find Meridian.
That's pretty good. I've unlocked one cryopod point. Nexus threshold 24. More than one? Nope, just one. Alright, we look at our codex first. Finding a home, the Jardin discovery. You learn that the Angara are a result of genetic engineering by ancient aliens called the Jardin. It remains to be seen what impact this knowledge will have on Angaran society. Andromeda species, Angara. Angara themselves. The Angara, only known sentient species local to the Helios cluster scattered across numerous worlds. The Angara reunited as a people, though much of their culture and scientific knowledge has been lost. The Angara continue to rebuild and resist the Ket conquest of Helios. From our cultural exchanges, we know that the Angara have a unique control over electromagnetism. Specialized skin cells and organs allow them to generate and control electromagnetic fields artistically or unleash them in combat. Oral histories describe how ancient Angara were tribal and nomadic before settling in cities. Many of them still live in large, tight-knit families, and workplaces have a guild-like organizational structure. Politically, the Angara remain divided. Attempts at a reform government were disrupted by the Ket. Approximately 5 years ago, a coherent resistance movement emerged in Aya, the first to draw unilateral political support with the goal of driving the Ket out of the Helios for good. Investigations have revealed that the Angara were created by the Jardin, the species responsible for building the remnant. The motives for this creation are still unclear, but this revelation will undoubtedly have a seismic effect on Angaran society. Angaran history. Many historical records of the Angara have been lost, but what survives tells the story of how an ancient Angara achieved spaceflight. Eventually, they settled on 5 separate garden worlds, including Bold. The scourge struck in approximately 2400 CE by our calendar. This phenomena devastated the Helios cluster, destroyed many Angaran cities, and sent their culture into a decline. The Dark Age lasted for over a century before the Angara began to adapt to the new condition in Helios. Eventually, the disparate Angara regained spaceflight capability and re-established contact with one another, but the isolation had fostered separate cultural, political, and spiritual blocks. The Angara struggled to find common ground. The struggle was ongoing when the kit arrived 75 years ago. The Archon exploited the disparity and began a brutal conquest of the Helios cluster. Ironically, as several Angaran historians point out, a common enemy provided the impetus to unite. Today, the Angara continue their efforts as at reconstruction and resistance. We now know that circa 1600 BCE, the Angara were created and seeded across Helios by the Jardan. Records of this process are less substantial than ancient Angaran history, but it was apparently in service of a grand experiment. It is unclear which planets the Angara were seeded upon and which they reached via self-developed spaceflight. The Haval is a likely candidate. Angaran historians are now reviewing what records remain, either for tampering of cultural interpretation or events the Jardan set in motion. Right. Flora and fauna. Andromeda wildlife overview. The nature of life in Andromeda galaxy was debated at length by Milky Way scholars. Milky Way species show convergent evolution. Uptight bipeds of certain height and atmospheric tolerances, leading to some to theorize this pattern might give some evolutionary advantage, despite counter-arguments by Han-art scientists. Interestingly, the Ket and Angara continue to fit this pattern. The wildlife and flora encountered in the Helios cluster have adapted to the presence of the scourge, evolving epidermal layers of carapaces that can cope with ambient radiation, and in the case of some plants, successfully feeding off it. Many use bioluminescence to attract prey or as a threat or mating display. Concerns were raised around the ability of Milky Way species to consume proteins from Andromeda, so seed banks formed a significant part of the ark's cargo. We now know it's safe to consume food grown or hunted here, though enzyme supplements are recommended and have become a social norm at mealtimes. The revelation of the Jardin's experiment in the Helios cluster allows creatures here to be viewed in a new light. It is entirely possible that many of these species were seeded or experimented upon, or that lessons learned were taken from them in the development of the Angara. The remnant creator. The Jardan are a mysterious species or faction responsible for building the bots and technology known as the remnant. According to the recordings and findings from Keith Ishida, they were interested in not only wide-scale terraforming, but the creation of sentient life. One of the successful creations, the Angara, was seeded on multiple worlds in the Helios cluster. The Jardan's motivations for this creation are still unknown. Their work was disrupted by the development of the Scourge weapon, the result of either an external threat or rift in Jardan society. This weapon devastated the worlds that the Jardan had cultivated and forced them to leave the Helios cluster, though not before disengaging Meridian and sending it to safety. The present whereabouts and disposition of the Jardan are not known. Whether they will return to Helios or not remains to be seen. Or not is not there, but you know. Remnant. Remnant is an umbrella term coined for the technology, structures, and autonomous bots that have been sighted across the Helios cluster, seemingly abandoned by whoever created it. This remnant technology is extremely advanced, but most of it is in standby state. On Habitat 7, Alakara discovered that reactivating this technology requires scanning glyphs, data packets written in remnant coding language, and my assistance with interfacing at particular consoles. This is complicated by remnant bots that stand guard and maintain many of their installations. Remnant bots do not appear to be sentient, but they are programmed to consider any interference with the technology as a hostile act and act single-mindedly. They can have an interest in remnant technology and have been sighted across the cluster attempting to study or control sites where it is still active. Evidence suggests the Ket have not yet developed a reliable method of interfacing. Investigations at Keith revealed that the remnant were built by a species of faction known as the Jardan. This technology was intended to foster life the Jardan had created using the vaults to manage planetary ecology, strictly controlled from a central point known as Meridian. The Scourge destroyed the connection from Meridian to those vaults and reactivated many of the Jardan's technological creations. The Jardan left the cluster soon afterwards for an unknown location, leaving the technology behind as remnants in the civilization of Helios. Alright, abandoned locations. The Scourge. The Scourge is the colloquial term for a huge and extremely dangerous interstellar phenomena sighted across much of the Helios cluster. It appears to be a cloud spreading in tendrils that affect planets and surrounding space, destroying starships that attempt to pass through or near it. Observations and data from the Nexus now show the Scourge's tendrils are composed of radioactive element zero rich dust and debris, while within these tendrils, thousands of macroscopic and unstable warps in space-time are constantly erupting. These unpredictable distortions build up a charge in the ESO, causing uncontrolled mass effect that alter gravity and can rip a starship apart without warning. The Scourge's presence also affects nearby planets, raining down radioactive fallout and debris, or even altering the orbit of worlds that pass through or near it. The Scourge is aggressively drawn to remnant structures on planets, though the cause of this attraction is not yet fully understood. This manifests as further tendrils of dust and radioactive particles that cling to the surface of remnant technology and interfere with its operations. Either this matter was left behind after the planet in question passed through the Scourge itself, or even distant interactions with remnant technology can cause the scourge to coalesce spontaneously. In either case, even this minor manifestation of the scourge demands additional caution when approaching remnant sites. No long-range data showed any sign of the scourge before departure to Helios. Next, scientists suggest it must have appeared in the intervening centuries while the arcs traveled to Andromeda. We now know the scourge is the fallout of a weapon detonated at Kithishira. Dr. Ariadna believes the weapon caused an instantaneous cluster-wide warping of space-time, briefly connecting multiple points in the Helios cluster at once. Her model suggests the warp effect annihilated multiple planets, forming the debris in the scourge's tendrils, while the resulting radiation converted much of that debris to element 0. As we have seen, the space-time warping effects continued on a micro scale within the scourge to this day. Okay, that's a glitch. Meridian. Evidence in the Aya vault shows the network of remnant vaults across the Helios cluster is controlled from a central point known as Meridian. When properly connected to Meridian, the vaults function as designed, transforming and maintaining planetary conditions to make the planet suitable for life. When disconnected, the vaults appear to suddenly either go into standby as seen on EOS or malfunction, as may have happened on Habitat 7, with disastrous consequences for the planet. This proves Meridian's central importance to remnant vaults and their planets of the Helios cluster. Whoever controls it can theoretically affect vault function, meaning they could control or disrupt the ecology of entire worlds. Following the Archon's data led to a gigantic remnant structure. He had a code named Kitharisha. The Archons believed this to be Meridian, when it is actually just a command core. Records that Kitharisha show Meridian itself a citizen to safety when its builders faced a weapon which created the Scourge. And then Kitharisha. Roughly translated as a place of ascension, Kitharisha is a city-sized remnant structure in the Chikwi system, on the Chivki system. From our investigations, we now know the Archon's research over decades led him to believe this structure was Meridian control center for the remnant vault network. This may explain why Kitharisha, one of the most heavily defended remnant sites in Helios, substantial percentage of the Ket fleet is anchored here, while Apex reports the Archon has sent dozens of Ket cryptologists and physicists there in attempt to solve its mysteries, with a battalion of Ket exalted to defend them. Approaching Kitharisha, therefore, is to breach one of the greatest Ket strongholds in the Helios cluster. Even though Kitharisha is not actually Meridian, but as we now know, only a control module originally anchored into Meridian proper, the city remains a hugely significant remnant site. It was home to a large population of the remnant builders, the Jardan, and still houses many of their experimental creations. The remnant ships housed there appear to be working order, as are most of the data banks and archives. Perceived, despite the Ket's effort to ransack it for information, preserved. Okay, with study, the city could eventually present a glimpse into the Jardan's motivations and better understand the remnant they left behind. Alright, this one is one of them is just a glitch. Random locations, the Scourge. Because we read this already, thing is not going. Well, that's fine. No Bitcons. This is the same datapad. Alright. Hey, monkey.
We're going to some dangerous places, buddy. Hang in there.
Talk to Suvi. Meridian, the way home. Okay, now that everything is done, can I now? Nope, it's just actually glitched.
You seem tired.
Pulled an all-nighter processing the data we received from the Remnant City. It's a lot.
But it's good.
Don't push yourself too hard. Someone's got to keep me pretty.
So does everyone have opinions about this now? Hope so. It's a big find.
Pathfinder, thought you might be Callow. I asked him for nav data.
Data for what?
Mapping the Scourge. Now we know it's a weapon, I hate it more. Designed to isolate, lingers well after the war. I know what that is. It's a minefield.
That's all those peacekeeping.
They're vile. Because it's not just about watching your step. They make normal life impossible.
You get it. The long-term point is to hobble the way the whole population lives. Mark this. The Ket are bad, but whoever deployed the Scourge, there's some motherfuckers.
That's a swear word. I think they would use that in this game. But I know you don't like minefields. Understandable.
Talk to me.
Alright, goodbye.
We'll talk later.
I know it.
Yeah, talk to everyone, get their opinions on this. For example, Drac, what do you think?
Every time we fight an exalted Krogan, I think about how that could be me.
Sorry about
I
it.
want you to kill me.
Got any war stories?
Got any stories or advice to share?
Does a pyjack scratch its butt?
Tell me more about fighting Ket.
Shoot stuff and don't die. Always works for me.
Alright. I'll talk to you later.
We can talk more later.
Sure.
Do you have nothing new? Just talk about exalted Krogans? I get it. Some of it is my fault.
It's not like being a created species really means anything. The Angara are the Angara. What matters in the end is that they exist.
That is
We
true.
can talk more later.
Pretty deep
Sure.
for a Krogan. It's supposed to just be warrior people. I'm guessing you have nothing else to say though?
Hey.
Nope. Alright.
We can talk more later.
Sure.
But yeah. I mean, it's a little weird. You gotta think about it, but you know, you can get over that. AVP, we got one cryopod point. It's gonna go into military, because that's all I can go inside. Munitions. Friends in the Nexus militia make sure the Pathfinder's crew is always well equipped. Receive a drop of consumable supplies at regular intervals that I can then sell. Consumables delivery. You get always prepared. Nexus Security develops a method for squads to carry more gear into the field. Get versatility. Nexus Security develops a method for squads to carry larger variety of gear into the field. We're getting there. Rentable plates, shell fragments, omni gel, remnant polymer, Angara meditation crystal, 750 credits. Overdrive pack. Alright. Lexi. I said Lexi. Lexi. Woohoo, Lexi. Alright, well. Oh, what now? I hate the glitches, man. Open up. Who's in here? Jal, I'm guessing? Yep.
Hello, Ryder. Have you come to see if I'm finally broken? To see what discovering that my people were invented has done to me?
Just to listen.
Just here if you need to talk. I can't imagine what you're feeling.
I've been staring out the window, trying to figure that out.
That's new.
True. Angara are usually very free with our feelings.
Not talking about all Angara. I'm talking about you.
I'm numb. I'm in awe. There's a peace in knowing that though the universe is beyond your understanding, it doesn't need your understanding to function. That you may even have a hidden destiny.
Your destiny is yours.
Does it matter? Your people aren't shackled to this new discovery.
I agree. We don't owe anything to the Jardan. Our destiny is our own.
Yeah, life is what you make of
I'm
it.
not broken, Ryder. I'm excited.
Alright.
The Angara were created for a purpose. We were given vaults and golden worlds. All these advanced tools. And there is nothing the Ket can do about it. The future holds more for the Angara than a never-ending war on the Ket. Much more.
It won't be easy.
Those bony bastards will put up a fight.
Let them. It doesn't matter if we were created by a god, reborn from our ancestors, or exist as the dream of an AI superpower.
Hey man, we could still be in
This
AI
discovery
simulation.
changes nothing except ourselves. And that's
everything.
He gets it. Alright. So he's not... That's good. He's not broken. He's excited. That's good. Anything else to say about this?
Do you have time to talk further?
I'll
Apparently
see
not.
you later, Jal.
Stay strong and clear.
Alright, so the Angara should be fine. They should be emboldened by learning about this. Somehow. Lexi, I can't talk to you. Truly unfortunate, but that's just how it is. What the hell? What the? Get in here! This is floating out in space, man. I get that it's advanced technology and all, but can just exist in space. Normal and familiar, and how can it be?
Gotta say, you're handling this much better than I would. Same here. I'd get nosebleeds just thinking about it.
Hmm. All right. Well, they're dealing with it.
So my buddy Jill, who, by the way, can't stop singing your praises, wants to have a baby.
With you?
And, stop me if you've heard this one before. She asked me if I'd father it.
Each time I find that funny.
And that's something to joke about?
No. I don't know. Yes? Why the hell not?
That's a big deal, Gil. Maybe the biggest deal. You, more than anyone, should know that.
Why? Because my dad wasn't around. My mom did a great job, Ryder. I love my life.
Well, then why do you leave it?
Then what are you doing here? If your life was so great, why did you leave it 600 years behind?
I don't know. I told you, not much thought went into it. I didn't really think it through.
Unless you want to do the same thing here, I suggest you treat this with the gravity it deserves.
I hear you. And you know I've been thinking about it, Ryder. Becoming a dad. I don't want to just be a donor. Bringing a kid into the world wouldn't be enough for me. I'd want to raise the child with Jill.
Sounds like you know what you want.
Yeah. It's funny, you can think until you're blue in the face. Sometimes you just gotta trust your gut.
Be ready.
I just hope you're up for this.
Me too. Thanks, Ryder. Or should I say, Uncle Pathfinder.
I wouldn't mind being Uncle Pathfinder. Anything else?
So let me get this straight. The Angara were created, like, in a lab by another species.
Highly advanced species.
A species way beyond our understanding.
It seems likely they built everything in Helios for the Angara then. Maybe their intentions were good, unlike the Ket.
Maybe they want to do a simulation of life.
Many things break my brain, but I got pieces all over the place thanks to this.
Good talking to you, Gil.
Anytime.
Yeah, you keep thinking about it and being a father at the same time. Two pretty big things.
Hey, Ryder. What's the story?
All right.
Good talking to you, Gil.
Anytime.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's progressing. True like no other. Gil Brody. You left Gil taking a job at the system. Seems like you're busy. Bonded outside of work. Develop a friendship. Cheated in the poker game. Didn't confess. You and Gil are forging a close bond and he's confiding in you, exploring major life issues. Deepening is the bond between you, Gil, and introduced to his best friend Jill. You caution Gil. He might not be ready for fatherhood with his platonic friend Jill, but he's doing it anyway. Strong, tight friendship that can withstand anything. Yeah. I mean, he's got... I'm not saying he shouldn't be a dad. I'm just saying he's got to work on thinking more about things. When you're responsible for another human, you gotta be a little bit more, let's just say, careful. This does look cool. Look at this nebula pattern on it. It looks okay. Hey, Cora.
Uh-oh. Got a report of a very serious lighting malfunction in your quarters.
Really? We should check
In
it
my
out.
quarters, huh?
Yep. Guess you won't know unless you head down and see what happens.
Let's go.
Sounds like this needs my full attention.
Oh, cutscene. Oh, you're already in here? How did you get here before me?
Malfunction, huh? I think I've been set up.
You got me. I wanted an excuse to see you.
See my wife? You don't need an excuse.
I want to see you is reason enough for me.
Everything we faced, and you're still such a sweetheart.
And you're an incredible woman.
A sweetheart and a sweet talker.
A Pathfinder. I know when I found something good.
Oh, here we go again. Don't zoom in on the lips. The lips are kind of weird in this game. Your animation, I mean, you know, it's okay, but I want you.
I'm gonna show you how perfect you are. Even if it takes me all night.
Mm-hmm.
Though we're not exactly alone.
Really? Sam? Get out of here, Sam.
Can you turn off your logs for a while? My authorization?
Yes, Lieutenant Harper.
Thank you.
Actual alone time.
Great. Alright. That's fine. Just a butt. Seen butts before. Everyone's got them. All got butts. Alright. Yep. That's a butt. Oh, well, that's, yeah, okay. Well, half of us have the rest of the things, you know? 50% human population. Okay, yeah, that's another butt. That's fine. Although I would recommend using the bed. Okay, there you go.
So quiet. Like it's just the two of us. Maybe one day it will be. You and me. A rover, a tent, adventuring across the stars.
I'm more of a stay-at-home kind of place, you know. Once our work is done, it will be.
When we've got Meridian and dealt with the Archon, it's a promise.
This. Us. It might not be easy. Andromeda challenges everything we know. But you're worth the fight.
Alright.
Pathfinder, Lieutenant Harper, the day shift is beginning.
No.
Duty
Spoil
calls.
sport. Alright, well, there you go. And I'm in my room. That's gotta update my codex. What? Really? No update on Cora Harbor? I guess the logs were turned off, so no updates. No logs. Nobody knows. Only I know. And she knows. I'm free. To Ryder from Kerry to Visa. Hello Ryder, I'm out. Your visit must have shaken things up. Come on by the Nexus and I'll tell you everything. If you tell me about that remnant city you found, it'll be nice to see you without bars between us. Scary. Alright. Cities and gardens. To Ryder from Cora. That remnant city got me thinking about my rose garden, preparing the ground, planting for the future and all that. So the Jardin made the Angara, but what's the end goal? Were they part of some grand plan, preparing the ground for something bigger, something else? Wonder if the Jardin had bigger plans for the cluster and where we'd fit in. Cora. Thinking of you, Ryder from Cora. Since Sam was kind enough to interrupt, I'm just leaving a case here in case you need one later. Attachment audio file Cora case.hsm. Cora. I appreciate the support. 2. Error. Addressee not found. Forwarding to Pathfinder Writer from Zoe Walsberg. Hello. Hi, Callow. I'm trying the new auto address system you suggested. Hope it got your last name right. Apparently not. I wanted to say something. Thank you doesn't cover what it means to have someone share the burden. I'm tracking every credit though. Prepare yourself for a windfall later. Fly safe, Zoe. Oops, don't worry about this, Writer. I'll take care of it. Callow. Great. Belief is weird. To Ryder from Liam. I don't talk about this stuff like because my mouth's an idiot, but we're in weird space now. The Jardin made a people. Back in the Milky Way, we were knocking on the door of stable clones, but that's different. The bits are already there. It's snapped together. So I go down this hole about making life and start to thinking about Sam. Your dad made a kind of life. This amazing technical achievement that I look at and just can't even really get the edges of it. And it's in your head. That's pretty damn special. Like, I need another reason to think Pathfinder is something different here. I don't know the point of this. Sometimes you just write, right? Costa. Liam include a list of media themed to creation. Genres include theological talks, scientific papers on theological integration, and 1995 vid about an AI's choice of footwear. 1995. Cat facts. Random from Lexi. Writer. I've started my thesis on cat anatomy and thought you would enjoy some of the interesting facts I've discovered. Cat have 332 bones in their body. For comparison, human adults have 206. Okay, not very different. Cat have no reproductive organs. Like it's a clone. They turn other species into them. Similar to Turians and Quarians, cat are digit graders. Digit grades? What the hell is that? The bone-like armor that covers their bodies are actual bones. The cat have double the amount of taste buds as the average human. Lexi. Okay. A restaurant away to Ryder from Celine Barn. Ryder, I thought you'd like to know we caught Rand Lawn or Lantern Rel as he was going by on Kadara. Your activities caused a panic amongst the other conspirators. It seems we've already caught Obenkeld and Niostern. It's only a matter of time until we persuade them or that scumbag Aiden to give up the others. Well, I say we. I'm writing this from my hospital bed post-surgery, holding the dart they yanked out of me. The doctor seemed quite perturbed by it all. Once this medication wears off, I look forward to finding out what actual peace and quiet is like. Unless the Ark Pacharo authorities need a counterterrorism consultant, I suppose. Regards, Major Selin Warren, Sergeant, STG, retired. Movie night plans. To Ryder from Lexi. Ryder, Liam's movie night seems to be catching everyone's interest, especially Drac and Phoebe. There, well, perhaps we should talk. We might head off a medical emergency if it happens. What are they gonna do? In gardens. Alright, we archive everything. Sam, you got something?
I have been contemplating our discoveries about the Angara at the Remnant City. I know who created me, and I know my purpose. I have also experienced not knowing. The difference is immense.
You're heading into some deep waters there, Sam.
Yep.
Whole lifetimes are spent asking about creation, its meaning, if it has one, and if there was a motivating force.
Are you asking if there's a god?
AI have concrete answers about why they exist. If I did not, I would look for them.
Makes sense. Alright.
Thanks, Sam. Nothing more.
Anything else?
No, Ryder. I have been contemplating the idea of reproduction.
Okay.
Wow. My day sure took a turn.
I shared Alec Ryder's experiences of having a family and creating me, but those were memories long past. The drive to reproduce dominates organic life. Now I see its roots are in that emotion which lies between frailty and joy.
You want a child?
Are you thinking of making a little Sam?
For AI, reproduction is the fruit of logical decision, not emotion. And that is a complex decision.
Alright, so kind of similar
Thanks,
to us.
Sam. Nothing more.
Anything else you want to talk to me about?
Hello, Ryder.
Nope, alright.
Thanks, Sam. Nothing more.
Alright, any new emails popped up? Nope, alright. Well, that was fun. Got nothing else in here. What the hell? Galley supplies. 2 out of 3 jars of blackberry preserve. Nexus produce. 1 bag plain flour. Aya Nexus crossbred wheat. That's pretty cool. 2 out of 14 dried sliced koala fruit. Aya grown. 3 out of 12 canned fresh green beans. Nexus produce. Alright, so we got some new stuff in here. What's going on in the bathroom? The laboratory. Still got a data pad left here by someone.
Whoever built the Remnant created the Angara.
So are the Remnant intended to serve them?
That's a great question.
Too bad we don't have someone on the team who's an expert in solving Remnant mysteries.
Yeah, Ryder ought to enlist someone like that right away.
Hey Gil, anything new? Nope, you're also glitched. Dinner tonight. Fine Grunion roast fresh vegetables. The roast will be in the galley oven most of the day. Don't open the door to check on it. Drac. Comments. When will this be ready? Smells dreamy. Phoebe. I said don't touch it. The juices have to settle properly. Drac. It tastes pretty good already. Phoebe. Thieves get sandwiches. Drac. Great. Lost and Found. Callow's soap opera OSD. They'll say lost unless he stops watching them at full volume while I'm trying to nap. Vetra. Great. Comments. Dynasty of Stars not a soap opera. It's historic award-winning extended drama. How many Turian dramas run for over 70 seasons? Callow. Salarian casts age out a lot faster than Turian ones, and ours are quieter. Vetra. Great. Well, that's just the crew talking. Alright, what's going on about this movie night thing?
It's my night off.
Just making the rounds.
Just checking in. What are you reading?
Harry's latest report on Sarah. She's restless, but on the mend.
That's good.
So you're not really taking the night off.
Work-life balance has never been my strong suit.
It's not too late to change.
You're in a new galaxy. Perfect time to change old habits.
If only it were that simple. How do you do it? Be both you and the Pathfinder.
Discipline.
Work is work, life is life. I try not to mix the two.
What about Cora?
Well, there are exceptions to every rule.
Of course.
Alright. Can I talk to you, please? Apparently, I have to talk to you for something. Thank you. There you go.
I hear Liam's planning to show some vids.
If our duties ever give us time.
Explains why Drac and PB are distilling something unsavory.
Oh no, alcohol.
Screw up the measurements and bathtub hooch can leave you blind, or worse. We can do better.
Better how?
An Asari liquor called Acantha. They used to run these wonderful black and white ads. There might be a bottle on the Nexus. It wouldn't be too expensive, I'm sure. Let me know if you find it.
Alright.
I'll let you get back to it.
I'll be here if you need me.
Buy Asari liquor on the Nexus. I'll do that. Anything else?
Ryder?
Nothing about the...
I'll let you get back to it.
Alright.
I'll be here if you need me.
Yeah, don't talk about the... I guess we spoke to everyone. About the thing we found?
New email at your terminal, Pathfinder.
Yeah, what do you mean? Read email from Cora is gone. Fun and games. Rider from Drac. Hey kid, you ever play Fire Breathing Treasure Mouths of Doom? Mecha game. Vetra somehow scared me up a copy. Meet me at the Vortex and we'll play. Alright. Fire Breathing Treasure Mouths is a game. Meet Drax at the Vortex. Hello, Cora. Got something new for me?
Hey, you.
Hello.
Any more Commando war stories?
That's all I can share, anyway. I miss them.
Anything else about your military career?
You were in the Alliance before you became a huntress, right? What made you join up?
My biotics. I was still living on my parents' cargo freighter when they manifested. Untrained biotic power on a starship means accidents, but we couldn't afford a tutor. The Alliance had implants, the training, everything.
Commandos?
What did you do while you were part of the Asari military?
4 years in a commando unit called Talane's Daughters. Part of the Council's cross-species military integration initiative. You probably had a more exciting time defending that Arcturus relay. But we did good work. Peacekeeping is a full-time job, even in Asari space.
Isn't it peaceful?
Who'd pick a fight with the most powerful species in the galaxy?
Themselves, usually. Terrorists, cults, rogue Ardat Yakshi, people demanding a withdrawal from the Citadel. The Asari were spacefaring when our Roman Empire was new. Didn't fix all their problems. Sometimes you need commandos for that.
Alright, goodbye.
See you later, Cora.
Stay safe.
Alright, so nothing new with you. Vetra.
Hey, Ryder. What are we going to do if Meridian isn't what we expect?
Oh?
What do you mean?
What if it isn't where it's supposed to be? Or it doesn't work the way we think it does?
No need to worry about that.
Let's not worry about things we don't know yet.
It's just we never really know what we're going to get with this remnant stuff. I've been going back and forth. Glee 1 second, worry the next. If it sounds too good to be true, it usually is. Learn that the hard way.
That's how we
The
learn,
hard
though.
way is how we win. Every time something goes wrong, we learn a little more. More about the Ket, more about the Remnant. It's never a waste.
True.
Whatever happens, let's try to have fun doing it.
Alright.
Haven't we so far?
2 galaxies worth.
You just flipped around instantly. My god. That's a minor glitch, though. It's not that bad. Anything else?
We always seem to be so close, but never close enough.
For what?
You mean the Remnant City? Meridian?
I was so sure we'd reach the end. I had a bottle of Drossix Blue ready to go.
Don't give up yet.
I'm frustrated too. But we're close. Every bit's progress.
I know. I'll just put that stuff back on the shelf. For later.
You probably have work to do. We can chat later.
You know where to find me.
Anything else?
I always have time for you.
Alright.
You probably have work to do. We can chat later.
You know where to find me.
I wonder if more places have actually shown up now. On the map. Right. We're gonna have movie night eventually. I tell you what. Climb up. Yep, it's a ladder. It's a while to climb, apparently. Why is this closed? Oh, it's open. Okay. When it's closed, it usually means a cutscene is going to be triggered when you walk in. But Gil isn't here, apparently. Which is fine. Liam. Got something for me?
Pathfinder.
Nope, alright.
We'll talk later.
I know it.
Wait, don't you have like things about the squad or something? Wait a minute, let me talk to you again.
Pathfinder.
Plus in the squad, yeah.
What's your read on the people we're working with?
I don't bring it home. On the Tempest, I like everyone.
Alright.
We'll talk later.
I know it.
Rack. Anything new?
Ryder.
Nope. Alright.
We can talk more later.
Sure.
Got no one really in here. Jal, right? You got any new insight, Jal? You can share with me.
What can I do for you, Pathfinder?
Nothing.
I'll see you later, Jal.
Stay strong and clear.
I was having some rest time. You know, everyone is entitled to a little bit of rest time. No Vitcons. Alright, we can head up to the bridge. Still haven't spoken to PB, so.
Extremely quick thinking for a human. You saw the perfect drop zone just in time.
Well, we humans get lucky sometimes.
I'm glad to have that kind of luck on my flight deck.
Oh, that's nice. Hello, Puck. And PB. I haven't spoken to you in a while.
I'm still trying to make sense of everything we learned at the Remnant City. I can't believe the Angara are designed. What are the implications?
Wide-ranging.
Far too many to sift through at once. It's mostly for the Angara to figure out.
I can't imagine what this will mean to them. Helios is more and more interesting every minute. Anything you want to talk about before we head back into it?
Nope.
Thanks for chatting. We'll talk again later.
You know it.
Alright, anything else you got?
Hi there. Just checking in.
What's up?
Nope, nothing.
Thanks for chatting. We'll talk again later.
You know it.
Right, what I can do actually is also the slightly boring work of checking my loadout. We'll start with the Sari sword. That's the only one we got. Sniper rifles, shotguns, the Sonnad. Yeah, it's not worth it. As for mods, we got a receiver. Nope. We got a scope. This is heavy magazine. Nope. And shotgun receiver. Same level as mine. Hello. Please don't crash. Bro, it crashed. Alright, we'll just launch it again. As you know. I hope it's saved after I spoke to a lot of people. And I went into the thing. They did a lot of work there. Can you even see this yet? No, but you'll see it soon. Yeah, here you go. Right, we're gonna get back in there. Connect me. Come on. Man, I can't believe it just crashed. Get me in there. Each mineral deposit can be mined a limited number of times for it is depleted. Optimizing your yield by keeping an eye on the Nomad's mining computer. Wait, number of times? I thought it was a number of things you pull out. The number of like minerals you get is what decides when it is over or when it's not over. Huh. But it's number of times, so I'll change the stuff. How far back is it gonna throw me? PB, alright. That's not that far back.
Hey ya. What's shaking?
And it's done
Thanks
too.
for chatting. We'll talk again later.
You know it.
So I'll just head over, check my armor. Armors I want to check. Nothing. Consumables also I'm good. Alright. So what I can do is quickly head over. Clear my inventory. It's not that full anyway, but
More tests?
Bro, go down. Disruptor ammo, incendiary ammo, 6 overdrive packs. All salvage. That's 10k for me, baby.
I know what I said, but your protein levels are on the low side.
Doc, I'm missing 3 lungs. Who gives a shit about protein levels?
I do.
Just let her worry about you, old man.
Yeah, let her worry. We need you alive. For a bit more.
So you can fix it?
Oh.
It's just editing a config file. You could probably fix it.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I like Suvi.
Pathfinder. Just the person I wanted to see.
Okay.
Meridian. Set on a path its creators, disrupted by the Scourge, now lost. An unmanned ship is at the mercy of ocean currents. Now, think of Meridian as the ship, and the Scourge as the ocean. If we can somehow predict the currents and track them, we could figure out where the ocean's taken the ship.
It won't be very accurate.
At best, that just narrows down the range of possible locations.
It's better than nothing.
Dr. Anwar's suggestion may indeed be our best chance at finding Meridian. The more we know about the Scourge, the better we can predict how it affects the things it comes in contact with.
So learn about the Scourge.
We'll need better data. Probes for the Scourge, and Garen star charts.
The Initiative made charts of Helios from the Milky Way 600 years back. Perfect baseline.
I can compare that to Helios at present. It'll give us numbers, but one set won't be enough.
Sam, what exactly do we need right now?
Readings from within the Scourge itself, collected by probes planted at key points.
Okay.
Once enough data is collected, we'll need Initiative resources for mining and analysis.
I can do that.
Once that is done, I can build a predictive model that will recalculate Meridian's path.
Give me a second. Alright, well, let's get this done.
We have a plan. Now let's make it work. Everyone's counting on us. Let's bring them home.
Dr. Suvi, Scourge clusters probe for data.
The Nexus
Anything else?
science team is completely blown away by what you found in the Remnant City.
I mean, I would hope
It's
so.
a tremendous find, Ryder. The team asked me to pass on their thanks.
I hope we can learn something.
I hope we can learn something that will help us.
There's already talk of hybridizing our food crops with Jardan-created plants. You know, the discovery of the Angaran origins have made me think hard about creation. If the Jardan were capable of creating life, then what does that say about God?
You're wondering if he could be just a scientist?
What if our creator is just like the Jardan, advanced but mortal, fallible?
You rely on your fate.
If you want to keep believing in a higher power who isn't just an advanced species, you'll find a way. You haven't had proof of a god before now. Why would this change that? Your faith will bridge the gaps.
You're saying I'll find some way to convince or delude myself?
Not really.
No, I wasn't really saying that.
Ryder, don't be silly. Even if you didn't mean it, you were.
Great.
That's what faith is. And I'm okay with that. I want to believe in something bigger than I am. So I will. Strangely. That makes me feel better about the whole thing.
Alright, well, that is strange. But sure, I think I should have
really
said
hope my plan to find Meridian works. Because if not, I don't know what we'll do.
Sam approves.
Sam thinks it'll work, and it makes perfect sense.
Good. I can't wait to get all the data in so we can actually get confirmation we're on the right track.
Got an origin, okay.
What are your thoughts on the origin of the Angara?
You're not the only one who's asked that. It's going around, people saying it's unnatural. Are biotics natural? What about space travel, painkillers, clothing, fire? All of it's made our lives better. Why would I draw the line at life creation tech?
Is it ethical?
But what about the ethics of the entire thing?
I'd say the act of creation itself is indifferent. The intention behind it is what matters. Create people so they can self-determine and live meaningful lives? Good.
Create
Make
slaves?
people to serve as slaves? Bad. Very, very bad.
I have to say I agree.
The Angara are the same, whether evolved or created by some mysterious hand. Not everyone sees that, however. And knowing the Scourge was a weapon meant to destroy the Jardin makes me wonder. Maybe someone out there really hated what the Jardin were doing.
Probably.
I should get back to things.
Sounds good.
Anything else, Ubi?
Anything I can help with?
Right.
I should get back to things.
Sounds good.
Already helping a lot. Journey so far. True like no other. Lexi Tapero. A comfortable friendship has developed between you and Lexi. She is impressed at what you have accomplished both as Pathfinder and a person. That's pretty nice. So we Anwar. Tempest resident science officer. She works closely with the research team on the Nexus, analyzing data you and Sam collect. While chatting, Suvi revealed herself a spiritual person. You express her own similar feelings on the matter, so we appreciate finding someone on like mind. You and Suvi also spend some time talking about their respective families, parents about the academics. It's clear Suvi misses her family occasionally. Experience deep regret having to leave them. Suvi considers you a true friend, and you know this relationship will only grow in the coming years. Alright. All that's left is this scourge that I cannot get rid of. The marker there. Hello, you got something?
What can I do for you?
That's right.
What do you think of the rest of the crew?
Oh, if I gossip anymore.
This thing.
Tell me
O'Connell, our
yeah.
But he for 2 days. Poor O'Connell.
Tell me.
I'm all out of stories for now. You know.
Alright, we're done. We'll check our email one last time. Check our journal as well. By Asari Leaker. Fire breathing pressure moss. Meet him at the vortex. Alright. And then Path of Heroes. Speak with Kerry about Remnant City. This might be the last one. This is never getting done, so. Then priority of, you know, probe the place. That's fine. Let's at least go to the Nexus, then I can end the episode.
I'm picking up something.
Oh, really?
Probe away.
Is this one of the...
Intense scourge activity is common in this area. Might be worth planting a probe.
Alright, let's at least do one then, while we're here. Get some data on the Scourge. The Scourge, this purple Scourge tendril.
The data collection probe is prepped whenever you're ready, Ryder.
Special anomaly related to the Scourge. Dark energy discernible from gravitational radiation effects. Composition: ice, mineral debris, element 0, unknown materials. Energy emitted from this area appears weaker than expected. A probe deposited within the center of the formation may be useful to collect data. May be used to collect data. One Scourge data capsule. Alright. Alright, we did get more systems here. We got Ratul and Var. And Rovir as well. Okay. Oh wow. Leyan, Vitosa, Bossaway, Minos. That's Minos? Mesos. Alright. Okay, and then Hefina and Valorant is other place. Okay. Let's do the Nexus though. That's where I wanted to go. We can continue putting probes in a bit. Once we're done exploring all the new systems and done with our missions on the Nexus. What I thought there would be more side missions, honestly. Raise a glass. I mean, is that one of the last things to do? Get alcohol? Because we have a lot of other things. You know, we've been preparing for a while. To get over here, you know? Oh yeah, and Nakmor Drak, fire breathing pressure moths. That's also a post loyalty mission. Another one of those. Probably like D&D or something. The Krogans were playing D&D on their own planet. On their own, like inside their own what do you call it? Settlement? Colony? Well, so let's land. I'm sure we need to be restocked and stuff. Look, this isn't gonna work. Let's give me another chance. Gene Garson more, alright, nothing. Okay, so we have Midrak to the Vortex, Asari Liquor on the Nexus. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to do. Man, I really wish I could finish this. Like, I've read it all, just get rid of the marker, man. Alright, anyway, I'm gonna... What? I can't save the game? Yeah, I can now. But you know what? I'm already here. Let's buy the alcohol.
Hello there.
I need your very best Citadel model. I'll buy that. Acantra. A popular brand of Asari liquor known for its warm, smoky flavor and sweet aftertaste. Alright. I'll purchase both. Buy Asari liquor on the Nexus. Return the Asari liquor to Dexy. Archangel. You know what? Sure. Give me everything you got. It's just paint jobs. Might as well grab them. Arms merchant. What do you got? Nothing really that interesting. Armor merchant. Nothing that interesting. Alright. Well, save the game and I'll see you all in the next one.